So Stephanie, that was just amazing. I'd love to hear those testimonies. So I've been on the product well over 6 years. I started with the basic micro daily. I got my sample. Catrice told me, I kept listening to her testimonies as you've all heard tonight. These are just, I love the testimonial page. Anyway, so I had a sinus infection. I live in Dallas, Texas, and we have horrible allergies here in spring and fall. So I'd always get a sinus infection every spring and every fall. So I had one in February, started my samples, like 2.5 days later, I started breathing again. I knew I was stuffy, but I wasn't quite sure how bad. So the first day I got a horrible headache, and Nancy does not get headaches. So, bottle of Tylenol can last 5 years for me. What the headache was, it was working on my sinuses. It was up there and grinding them out. And I have not had a sinus infection in 5 years. So all of my friends, some people, they're always complaining about their sinuses. And I'm like, would you just try Micro Daily? Please, please, please. So what else it does for me? So inflammation, and we have fire ants here in Texas, and there's these little bitty ants, and they bite your feet. We have sandy loam soil, and I have fire ant mounds. No matter how much Amdro I buy, they still come out. So I was scared to death of fire ants till Micro Daily. So 3 months into it, I got bit by my fire ant, and typically my foot would swell for 1 week. I couldn't wear a sandal. There was so much swelling, so much inflammation in my body. In 2.5 days after I got bit, I've been on the product about 3 months, I had a little bitty bite on my foot, very little inflammation, and it disappeared. So, and the only difference for me was Micro Daily. It helps with inflammation. It is just the most amazing product. So I have my husband. So of course I take everything because I love everything. The collagen is my all-time favorite now. So I love when the wrinkles start to disappear on my face. I am 67 and they are starting to disappear. So thank you. I love that. My husband has been on iBoost, and he's the one who's been wearing glasses since he was 10 years old. He took it for 6 months, went in for his annual exam, and his eyesight improved in 6 months. So he went from a 3.75 down to a 2.75, down, improving. It went from a 3.0 down to a 1.75 on the other side. So he still had to get new glasses, but because his eyesight improved. So every year he'd go to see the doctor and they'd get worse, and we'd have to increase the prescription. And every year it kept getting worse and worse and worse. So he is totally hooked on iBoost for sure. Brain Boost is my other favorite. So Alzheimer's runs in my family, and mama and grandma both have Alzheimer's. So guess who has the gene? So when you introduced Brain Boost, that was my oh yes, I get, I'm going to be good for now on. So it works so slowly. You don't realize the power of the Brain Boost. So I had to do a detox. I've had breast cancer. So I did a detox, and I had to go off all of my products, which I was sad, but for 5 days. And about the 4th or 5th day of not taking Brain Boost, all of a sudden it occurred to me that this product is really, really working. So I would have a conversation, and I'm like, what's that word? So after I got back on my Brain Boost, the next day I started all of my products again, and then the memory came back. It's like, bingo, whoops, here it's working. So you just got to stay on the product. You got to give it a full 90 days. It's just amazing. And I have now this isn't my story, but one of my affiliates, so he has the tinnitus, the ringing in his ears. He's a veteran. And it was at 100%. It was so bad. And this man has done everything you can think of in the world to get the ringing out of his ears. So I finally convinced him, please, please, please try Micro Daily EMF. And he did. Within 6 weeks, the 100%, he sounds like a rock band playing in his head at all times. It was constant ringing. It got down to 30% within 6 weeks of taking Micro Daily EMF. He adores me. He thanks me every time. He thanks Dr. Prasad. It is just, you've got to try. It's the power of micronutrients that can help your body. So thank you, thank you, thank you. The probiotic I love them all.
Thank you.